This is In Depth. In this troubling year, the upcoming election on November 3rd has drawn sharp battle lines across the country. Earlier this month, a longtime law enforcement officer who's not running for office this year had a lot to say when he announced he's leaving the Democratic Party to join the GOP. And joining me tonight is Vanderbilt County Sheriff Dave Wedding. Sheriff, thanks for joining us tonight. You made it very clear why you were making the switch, but the atmosphere and the venue you selected really stood out. A high-profile supporter of President Trump, Steve Chancellor, provided the venue with his Eastside White House office. Mayor Lloyd Winnecke, Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, Democratic City Council member Missy Mosby were there. You say you're not running, but it sure did look like a campaign rally. What do you say?
Well, I'm proud to have large support in the community. I have been blessed with a good following for many years. I think that's part of my work in law enforcement, my work in the community that I've served for now 40 years. When I spoke that day, it was on a Thursday afternoon, I made it clear that my distaste for the Democrat political leaders certainly wasn't here in Evansville, Indiana. We've got great leaders, both Democrat and Republican, that I've had the pleasure to work with. And certainly since I've been sheriff for the last 6 years, I've worked with leaders of both parties. And we're a strong community here, and we get things done. And we also don't have the carnage in our community that we witness across the United States.
And Sheriff, I know you used some pretty strong words at that announcement that day, words like flag burning and referring to some Democrats as idiots. And you were talking about defunding law enforcement, which of course is very near to your heart. Let's talk about that. Defunding law enforcement, just using those words now, and words can have a lot of weight to them, as you well know. There are proposals nationwide that are taking some money and putting it elsewhere to take the burden off of police officers. How do you treat that, and how do you interpret defunding law enforcement?
Well, first of all, people need to look at what are they going to do and how they're going to do it when they defund police officers and police agencies. If you witness the activity going on in the United States, our rule of law has been compromised. We are not holding people accountable for breaking the law. Take places like Seattle and Portland, where you have riots night after night, with just millions of dollars in damages and overtime to police for trying to protect the cities. And you have mayors sitting back doing absolutely nothing. And as a leader of law enforcement, I would find it outlandish to put my deputy sheriffs out on the front line and being attacked every night. And they're not winning the battle. And if they do make an arrest, generally the Democrat prosecutors release the people so quick, it's shocking to the police. Law enforcement, remember, we do almost 80% of our work is not law enforcement. We're making runs with people who are having problems with an elderly parent suffering dementia that may walk away from the house. We have runs where a 16-year-old kid may be arguing with the parent. We have problems with spousal abuse. But we make so many runs that maybe the social worker may be able to do that. But the problem, when you make a run, you don't know the volatility associated with the residents you're making the run. Law enforcement goes to protect the community because we don't know how that could turn into violence very quickly. And
Sheriff, this really reminds me of a conversation that you and I had when we were doing that Eyewitness News series, A Community in Pain, and we were at the Vanderbilt County Jail. And we were talking about the individuals who are at your jail, and overcrowding has been a big issue. And you were saying that many of your deputies are put in a position, and law enforcement officers in general, where they have to be either social workers dealing with mental health issues or addict intervention individuals. If some of that money that is being used for the duties that you're talking about, that law enforcement is charged to protect and serve. If that was shifted more toward mental health and addiction, is that something that you could live with, or is that just not possible?
Brad, I've been asking for funding to support mental health treatment and substance abuse for 6 years. This money needs to come from sources we already have in our state and in our federal governments. Law enforcement generally works on a shoestring budget, and there's really not much wiggle room allowed to take away for other programs. You have to look at all the other programs we have across the state and local governments and maybe take money from them and shift that towards mental health services and substance abuse. Trying to take money from law enforcement when you're already strapped isn't a very good scenario.
There's some very heated passions in our community, as you well know, Sheriff, but taking a look at that protest shortly after the death of George Floyd, in Evansville, there was a lot of anxiety leading up to that. You know that very well. But all in all, that protest turned out relatively peaceful, and there was really no violence. What does that say about your county, about the community of Evansville, and the situation we have here?
Well, we're blessed here in Evansville, Indiana, in Vanderbilt County, because we have strong leaders. Our churches are strong. They're very active in the communities that they serve. We have open dialogue with the people in our community, and we seem to work well together. I hope we continue to do that, unlike the cities of Portland and Seattle. It's interesting to note, years ago, and you can look at photos pulled up in the rallies and the protests, when Martin Luther King led very large protests in the 60s, they were generally dressed in suit and ties, or certainly dress slacks and dress shirts. And they came there with a very important message. When we see people come out now, especially in Portland, Seattle, Kenosha, and Rochester, they're coming there dressed to fight. That's things we've got stopped.
And I know you're speaking as a law enforcement officer here, Sheriff Wedding, but could you possibly see some of the vented up emotion from individuals in Black America or in any part of America where people have been living a history of racial discrimination, not justifying the violence or anything like that, but can you empathize with basically the attitude, enough is enough? And that's not pointing a finger necessarily at law enforcement, but just white America over Black America.
I think you will have racial discrimination as long as the world exists. What we need to do is work hard, both sides, to figure out a way to solve it slowly. It's not going to change overnight. This has been going on for years and years, and you can't turn a light switch on and end the problem. What happens when you see the violence across the United States, it compounds the problem because it makes people more angry against each other. If you try to come together peacefully and get people who can sit and have roundtable discussions, meet with the legislators, commissioners, governors, and say, here's what we need to do, then I think we would solve our problems. Going out fighting, murdering, burning police cars, running police out of police stations isn't the way to solve your problems.
All right, Vanderbilt County Sheriff Dave Wedding, perhaps in the near future we could get law enforcement officers together on this program, this venue, and members of the Black Lives Matter movement, civil rights leaders, and have a frank conversation one-on-one. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it, Sheriff Wedding.
Thanks for having me.
All right. You're watching Eyewitness News at 9. We'll be right back.